how do you get Google to recognize the value of what your content is delivering to your target audience?
Absolutely. So they're following a big thing called EAT with an extra E. So it's
Okay.
EEAT. So that's expertise, experience, authority, and trust. The E's could be flipped over depending on how you look at it. But those are the biggest things right now is just literally providing that specific thing. So your
Mm,
experience in the field, your expertise. So like when the blog posts, one of the things I always recommend to people is actually having an author now because with
mm,
expertise you're now putting a name on that provided content. So if there's no author, it's kind of like, okay, who's writing this? So Google's kind of looking at it
right.
as if there's no name to that blog post, it could just be broad content. But now if
Okay.
you're putting, like, let's just say, for example, Seth wrote this blog post and then you write another one and you write another one, you become an expert in that field. So then there comes the trust in that where the T comes into play. You become a trust in your field and then you continue to build that trust. And that's where Google comes into play, is where Google sees that trust, that expertise, that experience, and at the end of the day, the authority.
So
They're seeing that the value
Google's
is provided.
crawling when they're crawling sites now, they're actually looking for things like that. Is there a consistency in the name attached to this content
They're looking
across
at their
it?
data. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
data, for example. So if you don't have analytics GA4, I mean, that's going to be the biggest thing for any website owner. But
Mhm.
that's what Google's literally using. I mean, they're looking at like, hey, people are coming to this website, and they're looking at all the different websites that are competing with you, and like, hey, the average time on this website is 20 seconds, but then the average time on this website's a minute and a half.
Mm.
Obviously Google's going to be like, look, people like this content a lot more than this one, so we're going to put that
Okay.
above that. So it's about the experience at the end of the day of what are these users doing? Are they
Mhm.
staying? Are they moving? Are they kind of going from page to page? So it's about that involvement of the user. So that's how SEO has changed. Back in the day, it really wasn't the user that was making the difference. Nowadays, it is. So the user
Okay.
does play a part in how you rank in the values.